All right. People have asked me before, what what is the Imagination Launchpad? What is it I'm talking about? What am I proposing, and why would somebody else want to hear any of it? And so today we're going to talk a little bit about why you would want to use the Launchpad. Why do you actually need the Launchpad? And I used to like the way that I think it's I didn't know which comedian it is did the you might be a I believe it was you might be a redneck, and his each of his little one-liners were things that might be indications that you might be that. And in this case, I want to talk about what it is that you might have going on in your life where you might need the Launchpad. So if you don't dream, and by dream I mean if you don't envision a future where things can be better, you might need the Launchpad. The idea that our thought processes get locked into bad patterns and we remain there and build only frustration and anxiety instead of building new possibilities and imaginative thoughts is critical. So you may need the Launchpad if you don't have the capability or don't feel that you have any dreams. If you can't remember being funny, I'm sorry, if you can remember being funny, most of us have a period in time where we look back and we go, yeah, we were actually pretty clever, we were pretty smart, or whatever. But if you can remember that, you might need the Launchpad, because it gives you a way to not only recapture that joy, that cleverness, but also be able to utilize it to make changes in life and improve your overall status with the skills that you might learn. If your work output is suffering because you've been doing it so long it no longer makes sense to you, you might need the Launchpad. Launchpad provides you the ability to consider what you're doing and bring joy back to your life on a moment by moment basis, and reward yourself in those places where you are making the successes again as you did when you were younger. If you can't remember the times in your life when you were happy, if you look back and you only see places of sadness and grief, you might need the Launchpad, because Launchpad provides you not only the inkling of recollection and how to build on those past thoughts, but it also provides you the means to create new imaginations, new memories, and new concepts that lift you out of the doldrums and make you a happier person generally. If you are feeling like you're in a rut, you might need the Launchpad, because the Launchpad is about elevation. And I know we've all heard phrases like your attitude determines your altitude and things like that, but very few mechanisms teach you how to not only gain that elevation, but how to navigate in those new and rarefied spaces that you can get to through imagination. If you find yourself canceling other plans just to go back to work or stay at work, you might need the Launchpad, because the concept of work, teamwork versus team play is critical. We need to consider how to make our engagements with work a part of a dynamic and exciting lifestyle instead of a drudgery and routine and arguably a negative place. When you find your circle of friends dwindling, getting closer and closer to the dreaded zero, or your connections are losing their luster, you might need the Launchpad, because Nycos Launchpad affords you the opportunity to bring more people into your circle, to imagine yourself in a place where other people want to be where you are, and to create for yourself the means to become that person that you want to be, to build that circle of friendships. If you get to the point where you're dreading Mondays, you might need the Launchpad, because the idea of being lost on any given day of the week, only means you're not being able to bring yourself to see that horizon, that focus point, and to guide yourself towards that success in spite of the negatives of our lives, and to use every day of the week, every living moment, if you will, to become more than we are. When you have forgotten, or believe you have forgotten how to have fun, you don't even know what fun looks like anymore, you more than likely need the Launchpad, because Nycos Launchpad not only helps you reopen pathways to the things that made you joyful when you were younger, they also afford you a whole raft of new opportunities that you may have not considered, that will give you a place, a realm, if you will, in your own head in order to become a more fun person. You can see more joy in everything that you want. If analysis paralysis is your default, if that's where your brain goes on every decision that you can run into, you may need the Launchpad, because when you are drawn down because you can't make decisions, it's simply because you haven't given yourself enough options to consider. And Nycos Launchpad provides you not only a stronger bed of creativity, but it also gives you a mechanism and the permission to make decisions. And when you have those, there's no longer any analysis paralysis. You can make an action, recognize the wins and losses from it, and then make new choices and make things better. So the concept of the Launchpad is this: imagination in all environments will suit everyone to a T. If there's something you need, something you don't have in life, and you want to get to it, you have to imagine it. You have to create it in your mind, and you have to find ways to afford yourself the opportunities. And Launchpad is the solution. So if you've seen anything in this video that has struck you, that points out what you would like to have in your life that you don't, if there are ways of being that you have forgotten or have let go of in the past, reach out to Nycos Launchpad and let's do what we can to help you get back on the pathway to the success you want in your life. Alrighty, so we have reached the end, and this is Nycos RPG. We've been on the air only about a half an hour, which is about my regular amount. If you are watching and want to know more, feel free to put anything you want into the chat. I'll be glad to respond to it. If you have, if you like what you're seeing so far and want to be a part of the community, you can join us at patreon.com. Let me share all those links to you here. NycosRPG.com will give you information on how to purchase the product that we are developing. We also have NycosRPG.info, which is the lore and the story behind the role-playing games that I regularly run. We also have our Discord channel, which is down below on this page. I've made sure that the link still operates, but you can also find us in other places. In the future, I'll have a way to show you here in in Twitch, where that Discord page is. To follow more stories, you can check us out here on twitch.tv/NycosRPG every night at 11 p.m. Or you can also learn more about us at our YouTube page at NycosRPG. This is Jonathan Albin, Game Master J. I want to